for your lover. For 20 years, you live without your child, without a thought of your child. When you read in the papers that she had married a rich man, you saw your hideous child. You began to blackmail.
Don't use ugly words, Lord Windermere. They're horrid. I saw my chance. It is true, and I took it.
Yes, you took it and spoiled all last night by being found out.
You're quite right. I spoiled it all last night.
And as for your mistake in taking my wife's wife from here and leaving about in Darlington's room, it is unforgivable. I can't stand to see it now. I shall not let my wife to use it again. You should have kept it and not brought it back.
I think I shall keep it. It is extremely pretty. I shall ask Margaret to give it to me.
What do you mean by coming here this morning?
To bid goodbye to my dear daughter, of course. Don't imagine I'm going to have a pathetic scene with her. Weep on her neck and tell her who I am, and all that kind of things. I have no ambition to play the part of a mother. Only once in my life have I known a mother's feelings. That was last night. Besides, my dear Windermere, how on earth could I pose as a mother of a grown-up daughter? Margaret is 21, and I've never admitted there are more than 29, or 30 at the most. So you see what difficulties it would involve.
You fill me with horror. It's absolute horror.
I'm going to pass entirely out of your two lives. My coming into them has been a mistake.
A fatal mistake.
Almost fatal.
I am sorry now. I did not tell my wife the whole thing at once.
I regret my bad actions. You regret your good ones. There's a difference between us.
I don't trust you. I will tell my wife. It will humiliate her terribly. But it is right that she should know.
If you do, I will make my name so infamous that it will destroy every moment of her life. You shall not tell her. I forbid you.
Why?
If I said to you that I cared for her, perhaps loved her even, you would...
I should feel it was not true. A mother's love, mixed emotions, unselfishness, and sacrifice. What could you know of such things?
You're right. What could I know of such things? Don't let us talk any more about it. As for telling my daughter who I am, that I do not allow, it is my secret, not yours.
Mrs. Serling? I'm sorry, Mrs. Serling, to have kept you waiting. I couldn't find it anywhere. At last, I found it at my husband's dressing room. He has stolen it.
I'm not surprised. So that is your little boy. What is he called?
George, after my dear father.
Really?
Yes. If it had been a girl, I would have called it after my mother. My mom had the same name as myself, Margaret.
My name is Margaret too.
Indeed.
I'm afraid I have to go now, Lady Windermere.
Oh, no, don't.
I think I had better. My carriage must be here by now.
Arthur, would you mind seeing if Mrs. Serling's carriage is here?
Pray don't trouble Lord Windermere.
Arthur, do go, please. What can I to say to you? You saved me last night.
Shh, don't speak of it.
I must speak of it. I couldn't let you think that I'm going to accept this sacrifice. I couldn't. It is too great. I'm going to tell my husband everything.
You say you owe me something?
I owe you everything.
Then pay your debts by silence. That's the only way in which it can be paid. Don't spoil the one good thing I've done in my life by telling it to anyone. And never forget your child. I like to think of you as a mother. I like you to think of yourself as one.
I always will now. Only once in my life I have forgot my mom. That was last night. If I had remembered her, I would not be so foolish, so wicked.
Last night is quite over.
Your carriage is not here yet, Mrs. Erling.
It makes no matter. Now, I'm afraid it is really goodbye. me absurd, but I've taken a great fancy to this fan. Now I wonder would you give it to me? Your husband says you may. I know it's his present.
Yes, if it'll give you any pleasure. But it has my name on it. It has Margaret on it.
But we share the same name.
I forgot. What a wonderful chance that our name has been the same.
Quite wonderful. Thanks. It will always remind me of you.
Lord Augustus Lawton, Mrs. Erling's carriage has come.
Good morning, dear boy. Good morning, Lady Windermere. Mrs. Erling.
How do you do, Lord Augustus? Are you quite well this morning?
Quite well, thank you, Mrs. Erling.
You don't look at all well. You should really take more care of yourself. Goodbye, Lord Windermere. Lord Augustus, won't you see me to my carriage? You may carry the fan.
Allow me.
No, I want Lord Augustus. Won't you carry the fan, Lord Augustus?
If you really desire it, Mrs. Erling.
Of course I do. You carry it so gracefully. You carry off anything gracefully, my dear Lord Augustus.
You will never speak against Mrs. Erling, will you?
She is better than I thought.
She's better than I am.
Child, you and she belong to different worlds. Into your world, you has never entered.
There are the same worlds for all of us, and good and evil. We must never be separated again, also. And don't love me less. I will trust you more. I will trust you absolutely.
Arthur, she has explained everything. My dear fellow, she has explained every damned thing. We all wronged her immensely. She went to the club first, and being told I had gone off, followed. She was naturally frightened when she heard a lot of us coming, and hid in another room. It was entirely for my sake that she went to Darlington's rooms. We all behaved brutally to her. She is just the woman for me, suits me down to the ground. Oh, the condition she makes, that we live entirely out of England. A very good thing too. Damned clubs, damned climate, damned cooks, damned everything. Oh, sick of it all.
Has Mrs. Erling?
Yes, Lady Windermere. Mrs. Erling has done me the honor of accepting my hand.
Wow, you are certainly marrying a very clever woman.
You're marrying a very good woman.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniel, the director of this play. Thank you very much for coming to tonight's show. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Here I would like to express our sincere thanks to all the people involved in the production, both on and behind the stage. First of all, on behalf of the production team, I would like to thank our two dearest advisors, Miss Victoria Chen and Miss Anna Hall. Without their valuable advice, guidance, and support, thank you, we couldn't have made it this far. I'd also like to thank our adorable facilitator, Ian. Thank you for teaching us the beautiful British accent and how to act professionally. And what's more, we'll never forget your sense of humor. You definitely inspired us all. Thank you, Ian. After all, I'd like to thank you, my dear production team. It is definitely not easy to hold on to such hard work for an annual show for a whole year. For 12 months, everyone has worked so very hard to give their best. From start to tonight, the entire crew has been putting their hearts and souls to the production. Perhaps I haven't told you this. Every time it touches my heart so deep when I see you trying so hard to give your best to every single move. Today is the last show. The past year I spent with you guys is definitely one of the best years I've ever had. Now whenever I think of this stage, I think of you. Thank you very much. Finally, a big thanks to you, my dearest audience. Thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for your support for English Drama Club. We hope to see you all again next year. Thank you. And one last thing before you go, please fill out the evaluation form at your seat to give us your feedback. It will be so helpful to us. And our promotion team will collect the forms. And if you want pens, please feel free to ask our promotion team members. Now, good night, everyone. See you next year.